Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you're all doing good. Tonight we're going to be hanging out for a while. I have a bunch of different topics that I want to discuss. Not a lot of positivity tonight. I'm just going to be honest. There wasn't really anything super positive to talk about that's happened in the past couple of days. So, I've got quite the lineup of not so happy topics. Funny, but not super positive. So tonight, we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman 1984. In my opinion, a pretty bad movie. I was very underwhelmed with Wonder Woman 84. I was hoping it was going to be as good as the first Wonder Woman movie, but I kind of figured it wasn't going to be just because we knew the direction they were taking it in. Some of the creative choices they made didn't sound too positive, but hilariously enough, half of the viewers who subscribed to HBO Max to watch it unsubscribed from HBO Max and completely ditched HBO, which isn't that surprising to a certain degree because, of course, people subscribe to watch one or two movies, and HBO Max kind of sucks. I'm not someone who pays for HBO Max on a normal basis. Like, occasionally I'll pay for, like, 1 month here or 1 month there. But HBO Max kind of sucks and their lineup sucks. So it's not surprising to see people who subscribe to watch one specific movie would unsubscribe as soon as they've seen it. I want to talk about game journalists accusing the, I think it's Sifu. That's how I've been pronouncing it. The Sifu devs of cultural appropriation, claiming they failed to consult Chinese people over the game, which is in fact not correct. It's not very often that we see game journalists be correct, and this isn't one of those times. Of course, whenever they see games, their first instinct isn't to go, oh my gosh, wow, they did a great job with this. They actually tried to do something new and unique with this title. No, they only try to find things that they can actually complain about. The next topic is going to be one I've talked about over the past couple of weeks, but there's an update to it about the CW's Naomi. Now, I've talked about this before it launched, after it launched. Naomi is the CW's newest identity politics show. Even some of the creative team behind it, executive producers, had admitted that was the direction they were going to take it in. That was their plan that was the plan for the direction they wanted to take it in. And now, Naomi has lost almost 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. Guys, the CW is up for sale? I wonder why. They're creating such good, amazing content, chat. I have no clue why the CW is going up for sale. I don't even know who hasn't bought it at this point. It's a steal. Maybe because they're creating fucking garbage. And then I wanted to talk about another new situation. Well, actually, it's not new. Another situation that I had discussed in today's video, but a Dragonball voice actor, Chris Rager, decided to go on social media and insult me and attack me. I talked about it in today's video, and so yesterday what happened was I made a video about Vic and how a few voice actresses who made accusations against him were starting a podcast. They were starting a podcast to talk about their journey through lawsuits and the accusations they made against Vic and his cancellation. And I had simply put out a video with my thoughts, and I had said on social media, nothing says like I went through the most traumatic experience of my life more than launching a podcast to capitalize on those clicks. And he decided to attack me over the way I looked and my overall cuntiness. So guys, those are the topics we're going to be discussing tonight. How are you all doing? Before we get into the topics, hi, chat, how are you doing? Hope your evening's going well. Hope everyone is good. Thanks for joining me on this live stream. Glad you all can deal with my hair and my overall cuntiness. How's the evening going for everyone? How did everyone's weekend go? Hope it went well. Sorry I wasn't live last night, because usually I do the discussion streams on Tuesday, but I wasn't feeling well yesterday. The past, like, week and a half, I have felt worse than I usually do. And, like, usually I feel like a 6 to a 7 out of 10 on the bad scale, but I felt like a 9. So, I decided not to stream last night, but we're streaming tonight. So, hi guys. Welcome on in. Yeah, the grammar, guys. Yeah, ooh, what can I say? He didn't even get the grammar wrong once in this. He didn't even get you're wrong once. Because usually, like, I don't make jabs at people for their spelling. But you did it not only once, but twice in your post. Where you decided to attack me? Like, come on. This is the best thing that he could come up with. The very best. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. Hi. Insta demonetized? Maybe. Probably. Amber Heard. Now I'm definitely for sure demonetized. 100% demonetized now. But, hi guys. Guys, your hair. What can I say? My hair is a being of its own. Usually it's the other your that people get wrong. Is cuntiness even a word? No. No, it's not. But clearly he's not the brightest bulb in the bunch. Clearly. I didn't go after his looks. I could. Me? I wouldn't. I don't usually stoop to people's level. And I'd have to stoop very low to stoop to his level. But hi guys, how are you all doing? We'll get started with the topics in a minute. We're in no rush. Taking it nice and easy. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking lord. Why do I leave the jump scare donations on?
One person insult the way you look. I support you regardless of what he says.
That one person. Thank you for the $3 donation, Daniel. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Whoever he works for, he needs a copy editor. Listen. I don't usually go after people and, like, make fun of them for their grammar, right? But he had made this tweet. And then he had made the tweet, because I had retweeted it very quickly on, let's say yesterday. Yeah, I mean, 11:30 p.m. So he had corrected his spelling. Like 12 hours later? Why even correct your spelling at that point? Why? It's still at the top of his Twitter feed. Guys, he's almost ratioed. Lol. He's almost ratioed. 97 likes to 72 comments. And there's 5 comments on his other comment. Almost ratioed. Going after people for shitty grammar, that's my job. Yeah, usually I don't call people out on it, but if you're gonna attack me, if you are literally going to attack me, and the worst part is that he didn't, like, come at me with, like, a fair argument. He just said, lol, you're ugly. Lol, you're a cunt, basically. Why the fuck wouldn't I take every jab that I can. Like, spelling included. Like, if you're gonna try to attack me, feel free. They're just words on a screen. It's like I say all the time. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. I don't really care if he makes a mean comment towards me. Oh no, my feelings are hurt. It's not very inclusive, though. That's all I can say. He's trying to silence my opinion as a woman because, what, I don't have the right political leaning? Because I don't have the right opinions? But yeah. I mean, spelling mistakes happen, but at least proofread your work. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even do it just once. He did it twice. He did it twice. I don't know, chat. What can I say? I think it's time to close the YouTube channel down. I'm stunned. I'm baffled. I just can't believe it. A voice actor attacking me? I can't do it. I gotta quit now. Guys, last live stream. If you're enjoying the stream, well, you can send one last like my way, one last comment in chat, one last dono, one last share. Otherwise, I'm a goner, chat. What can I say? He has scared me straight. I've got to get off the internet. Gee whiz. Oh boy, he insulted my hair. What am I ever gonna do? I'm gonna pull a full fucking Britney Spears. I'm about to shave my head. I don't know. Oh, gee, he really hurt my feelings. Wow, I'm really torn up, chat. What can I say? Emotional damage. Alright, guys, so let's get started with the first topic of the evening, because at the end, I'm gonna leave the Chris Rager stuff till the very end. Maybe he'll show up. Chris, if you want to show up, feel free. If you have a legitimate argument for me and a reason why you do not like me, feel free to leave it in my chat. Send me an email. Send me a message on Twitter. I'd be happy to sit down and do an interview with you or have a conversation on a live stream with you if you actually want to talk like adults. How old are you? I'm a 23-year-old. I'm being more adult than you, but age is just a number, baby. Age is just a number, chat. What can I say? All right. First topic of the evening. Wonder Woman. Now, you guys know, I've said it quite a bit on the channel. I liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought that it was, well, the one with Gal Gadot. You know what I mean. I thought that Wonder Woman movie was actually pretty decent. I really like Gal Gadot. I think that she's done a great job so far as Wonder Woman. I was a fan of the first one. Yeah, it had a couple of, like, lines, a couple of scenes I wasn't a huge fan of. But overall, I felt the general theme of the movie came together. It told a good story. It was a good introduction to the character. I really, really liked the first Wonder Woman movie. But they released Wonder Woman 1984, and I was not that big of a fan of it. I thought, again, while yes, I really like Gal Gadot, I really liked the DCEU we had at the time, overall, I felt like it was just kind of mediocre. A lot of the action was felt cheaper than the previous movies. The storyline altogether was really thrown around. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie overall. And, I tried to watch it. I gave it a chance. I just wasn't that big of a fan of it. But, hilariously enough, apparently, a lot of other people watched it and moved on from HBO Max. And this isn't super surprising to see because a lot of the time people will subscribe to a streaming service, watch the one movie or one series they want to see, and then they'll unsubscribe and they'll only resubscribe when new content comes out. A big reason why I personally do not subscribe to HBO Max is because their lineup is absolutely fucking garbage. You would think that HBO Max's lineup would be so much better, but it's not. HBO Max's lineup is very, very bad in my opinion. But half of Wonder Woman 1984 viewers unsubscribed from HBO Max. Ah, wow. I really wish that I was surprised. So it says it's learned that Wonder Woman 1984 is an even bigger disaster than thought, as it is reported half of the 84 viewers on HBO Max ended up unsubscribing from the streaming service within 6 months. Usually they expect people to stay around because, I mean, that's why they release all these big movies onto these streaming services. There's so many streaming services at this point. They want to try to bring people in. Oh, we've got this movie, that movie. We've got Snyder Cut, Mortal Kombat, Wonder Woman. You should subscribe to our service. But people are not sticking around. It says the info comes via the wrap from measurement company Antenna, where it's being said that half of the people who signed up for HBO Max in the days following the release of Wonder Woman were gone within 6 months, and also that more than a third of them were gone within 1 month. I don't see a point to subscribe to HBO Max. I'm someone who would rather subscribe to something like a Netflix. Let's not consider some of the content Netflix puts out for a minute. Let's not think about the boycotts. Let's just think about the content itself. Like just that volume of content they put out. Why would I subscribe to something like an HBO Max that puts out mediocre content and only big releases every 6 months, if that? If I could subscribe to something like a Netflix where they're constantly creating new original content. I mean, their wheel never stops turning. There's not a huge point to subscribe to HBO Max unless you want something like a Wonder Woman or a Snyder Cut and something big and exciting is releasing. It says the news isn't that surprising, as Wonder Woman 1984 was simply awful with its woke content and messaging. Yeah, I personally wasn't that big of a fan of 84. I really like Gal Gadot. I really like Chris Pine. I feel like they've got a ton of fucking on-screen chemistry. Do not get me wrong. It wasn't that great, though, for me. It says what is also interesting is that it means that a third of those viewers didn't stick around for the HBO Max release of the Snyder Cut of Justice League in March. This is, I think, the most surprising part for me, because a lot of people, you'd assume, who are watching Wonder Woman would also watch the Snyder Cut. So you'd think that those audiences would overlap enough where people would stick around. Oh, okay, one movie's releasing this month. Yeah, I have to pay for it for 2 months, but then the Snyder Cut comes out. But that didn't happen. It says so those viewers must have really been turned off by 84. With it learned that half of the new subscribers unsubscribed, it also sounds like Warner Brothers' decision to release movies day to date on HBO Max and in theaters completely backfired, as Warner Brothers has since reversed course for its 2022 slate of movies, which will now be released exclusively in theaters, and that includes The Batman. I'm personally someone who would much rather watch something from the safety of my own home, from the comfort of my own home. I have a 75-inch television for a reason. I'm not someone who likes to go to the theaters. I only go to the theaters if it's a big release. Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is getting fucking snubbed at the Oscars, by the way. Fucking Hollywood sucks. Ghostbusters Afterlife was like one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of the year. And then for something like Spider-Man No Way Home, I very rarely go to the movie theaters. For the Batman, I might go and see it in theaters because, as you guys know, I try to talk about movies when they release on the channel. I'm optimistic about the Batman. Do I have the most hope in it? No, but I hope it's gonna be good. We'll see. 75-inch, damn, I'm a size queen, what can I say? In hindsight, Warner Brothers probably is kicking themselves for going with Wonder Woman 1984 as its flagship movie release on HBO Max, as not only is the movie terrible, but Warner Brothers paid both Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot as if the movie made $1 billion at the box office, which is laughable. Like I always say, guys, actors deserve to get paid, directors deserve to get paid, everyone part of projects deserves to get paid. But we have to look at situations like the Scarlett Johansson and Disney lawsuit. They paid her out the fucking ass. They paid her so much money. I mean, she ended up walking away with how much? Like $60 million? Yet there are accusations of people behind the scenes being underpaid? I don't know. Again, Patty Jenkins deserves to get paid. Gal Gadot deserves to get paid. But they expected a lot more from this movie. It says, as we see, the movie did nothing for HBO Max, and it actually sounds as if it hurt the streaming network, and in addition, its box office was an abysmal $166.8 million. So clearly, it just didn't do that well on HBO Max. There are some movies that don't end up doing really good on streaming services like HBO Max, but they're also not doing good in theaters. Look at this, for example. It's not like it made $1 billion at the box office. People were going to theaters to see it, and it did on HBO Max. It did across the board. It says Wonder Woman 3 is said to be in development and said to be happening, but there are all kinds of rumors, including that Patty Jenkins could be out, Gal Gadot could be recast in The Flash, and that Jenkins is now in trouble with Disney and with her Star Wars movie, though at the same time it is also being reported everything is fine. However, with Wonder Woman 84 tanking so bad, especially compared to how good the first movie was with Zack Snyder involved, Jenkins' questionable decisions surrounding 84 probably means she'll be put on a tight leash if she continues to direct. I'm hot and cold with Patty Jenkins. I feel like she's done good in the past. I feel like she's also created mediocre content. Does that mean that I want her fired and out of the industry and not working on this project? No. Clearly, Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins work pretty well together. I would be the most disappointed if they got rid of Gal Gadot and they recast her. If they recast Gal fucking Gadot, I'm gonna be pissed. They're getting rid of Henry Cavill as Superman. They're getting rid of Ben Affleck as Batman. They could be getting rid of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. That would be shit. Literally, the only one that I wanted recast, which was Ezra Miller as the Flash, because I do not like Ezra Miller. He's the only motherfucker standing. The only one standing. Like, come on. That is just my luck. Like, he did okay, fine, all right. But, like, if I could rank them, like, I'd keep Henry Cavill, I'd keep Ben Affleck, I'd keep Gal Gadot. Ezra Miller, I mean, don't let the door hit you on the way out. I'm just not a fan of his, just like I'm not a fan of Timothée Chalamet. But he's the last one standing, man. He's the last one standing. All directors have ups and downs, 100%. And I'm someone who is fully willing to give actors, directors, producers, whoever, multiple chances. Like, I thought that the first Wonder Woman was good. Second Wonder Woman was mediocre. I'd want to see what they do with the third one. Only time will tell, though, guys. Lots of rumors circulating the next Wonder Woman movie. We don't know if anyone's being recast. We don't know if anyone's being fired, if anyone's being switched around. But we do know that apparently it's in development, even though we've heard nothing about it. So that's all that I really had to talk about with Wonder Woman 1984 in HBO Max. Apparently, it just did not do good for HBO Max. It was a complete and utter disaster for them, actually. But yeah, that's all that I had to talk about with that topic. We'll move into the next one in just a minute. Ezra Tough Guy Pretender Miller. I'm just not a fan of Ezra Miller. Like, again, he did fine as the Flash. I don't think that he's the best. I don't know. I just felt like, I mean, I'm not saying he should be canceled out of his role just because I didn't think that he was great. I just, voicing my opinion, I just don't think that he's that great. Henry is amazing as The Witcher. I agree. I really like Henry Cavill and most of the roles that he's played. I really like him as Geralt in The Witcher. But I still would have loved to see him as Superman more. Like, I thought he did a fucking phenomenal job. Yeah, you can post spoilers for Wonder Woman 1984. It's been out for... how long now, guys? A year? Yeah, it's been out for over a year. We just don't have spoilers within 2 weeks of things launching, unless I say, hey, spoiler alert. Yeah, HBO Max hasn't been doing hot lately with bad movie after bad movie, 100%. Again, I'm not someone who pays for HBO Max because I think that their lineup is absolutely fucking garbage. And when a lineup for a service is good, like, I try to support them. I definitely will pay for a service if they have good things to offer. And the problem is that they just don't. Yeah, Grant Gustin is 100 fucking times better than Ezra Miller. I've come to realize I'm a little bit of a Grant Gustin simp. I've kind of realized it. Because, in my opinion, the first couple of seasons of The Flash were the best out of all the CW shows. Now, is it as good as Gotham? No. Gotham was #1 in superhero show category. Or top 2. But, yeah, I'm really disappointed that I feel like Grant Gustin didn't get as much attention as he deserved. I mean, obviously, they're on, like, fucking season 9 now, right? But he's only now getting big raises. And I think that he's done a really good job. I felt like he probably should have gotten a bigger raise, like, 5 seasons ago. But it is what it is. Yeah. Best was Arrow season 1 and 2, in my opinion. I still would say Flash season 1 and 2 was better than Arrow season 1 and 2. It's close. It is close. I personally preferred the Flash, though. What are your thoughts on Arcane? I mean, it was fine. I mean, I thought that it my problem is that I don't really care that much about the universe that it's set in. Like, the dynamics between the characters were good, and the visuals were really good, but it didn't, for me, have, like, a lot of nostalgia, like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely fucking insanely awesome. I thought it was decent. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was amazing, though. Guys, next we're gonna move into game journalists. Everyone's favorite. Everyone, I'd like to make a big announcement right here to 107 of you. Give the stream a like. Check out the description. Donate. Become a member. Subscribe. That's not the message. My new message is I'm going to be a game journalist. I'm starting the new Kotaku. It's Kotaku spelled backwards. Jesus Christ.
Christopher
I hope you're all excited
$10.
for my new game journalist.
Did you think Gotham ended prematurely, or was there still more story to tell?
I would give up my kidneys to see more Gotham. I'm just being honest. Gotham was fucking awesome. And there was so much they could have done with the villains. Oh my fucking god. Oh man, there's so much they could have fucking done with the villains and even fucking the heroes. Oh man, I don't want to get started about Gotham. What content existed for Gotham was absolutely amazing. Gotham was great. But man, we should have gotten, like, a bunch more seasons. I hope one day, I don't remember the actor's name, the actor that plays Bruce, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I truly fucking hope one day that we see him as a legit Batman, not just in Gotham. He fucking deserves it. That would be sick. One day. One day. Maybe. I hope. A girl can dream. Alright guys, so let's move into the next topic of the evening, which is going to be about Sifu. Now, I haven't played this game. It only came out 3 days ago at this point, and I didn't purchase it at launch. It was one of those games where I was interested in it. I was I wasn't super excited for it, but I wanted to see more of it because I felt like leading up to the release, we didn't really hear anything about it. So I currently have not played it. I do not own a copy of it, but it looks pretty good and it looks interesting. I've heard a lot of really fucking positive things about it. At some point, maybe I'll play it, but of course, the game journalists of the internet are furious over this title. Now, I'm someone who tries their best to give benefits of the doubt. I try, even with people I disagree with, I dislike, I don't think that they're great people, I still try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like with the Frost Kieran situation. She went on social media and fucking attacked drama farming YouTubers and attacked the whole gaming industry and called them sexist, us sexist. But when she posted an email that appeared to be fake, appeared to not work, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe she just copy and pasted it wrong. Maybe she typed it wrong. I'm sure that she will post a correct email for creators to contact her at, and that never fucking happened. But needless to say, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But game journalists don't. Game journalists want to cancel anyone they can for anything they can. And now game journalists are accusing the Sifu devs of cultural appropriation, falsely claiming that they failed to consult Chinese people. I wish I could say I was surprised. But I'm not. I'm really not. So it says, while most are enjoying their time with the new Kung Fu brawler, some industry journalists have taken to accusing the game's development team of both being too white and falsely claiming that they failed to consult with Chinese individuals regarding their culture. I think this argument is ridiculous. Oh, if you're white, you can't create a story about these types of people or those types of people. Oh, if you're of this sexual orientation, you can't write stories about this other sexual orientation. I think that that is ridiculous because what we have here is a story. Okay? I think a white person can 100% write a story about a black person, an Asian person, a Mexican person, and any type of person. If you're a straight person, I think you can write a story about a member of the LGBTQ. I don't think that those things automatically mean you can't talk about something, you can't write a story about something. I think it's ridiculous that teams get attacked for being too white. Now, if you have proof and evidence that they're only hiring white people for a specific reason, then that's a very different conversation, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're just talking about game journalists saying, oh my gosh, you have too many white people on your team. I bet you didn't even consult with the right groups of people. It's ridiculous. It says, launched on February 8th across PC and PlayStation platforms, Sifu tells a tale of revenge, putting players into the shoes of the martial artist as he seeks to bring justice to those who killed his master and fellow martial arts students. Again, I haven't gotten to play this yet. I do not own a copy currently. I haven't purchased it, but it actually does seem really, really cool, and I know a lot of people have really liked it. I've been watching the reviews. I've been watching, like, the rating scores online. I wanted to see the general consensus. And it seems like people are really fucking enjoying it. But it says, in addition to a combat system featuring a number of Pac-Man-inspired moves, the game also features a resurrection system, reviving the hero every time he dies at the cost of his lifespan. With each revival, the martial artist gains stronger attacks, but loses an ever-increasing amount from his overall health meter, with players who die too often risking the chance of getting too old to fight. This is actually a really fucking cool concept. Like, I think that this sounds pretty fucking sweet. Again, I've seen very little of it because, on one hand, yeah, like, I do think that it sounds pretty cool. I'm seeing positive reviews. I don't want to spoil a lot of it for myself, so I've stayed away from, like, the story elements. But it says Sifu has thus far received favorable reviews from critics. I've heard that it's really fucking difficult. Is that true? I don't know if any of you in chat purchased it. Did any of you purchase it? And is it as hard as people are saying? I've heard it's like Dark Souls level, which I think... I get it. People are just trying to describe it's really challenging. but I think that calling everything Dark Souls is it's a little much at this point. But it says most have praised it for combining beat-em-up style combat with roguelike elements, though critical reviews have alleged such issues as loose controls, lackluster story and level design, and a difficulty level that at times can be unfair. It says, however, some Western journalists, of course, were further outraged over their belief that developer Slowclap didn't have enough Asian developers working on the game. As showcased in a sampling presented by Yellow Flash, a number of articles criticized the game almost purely on the perceived racial makeup of its developers, including such outlets as Paste, Fanbyte, and The Verge. Yellow Flash's video is right here if you guys want to view it. Just go to Bounding into Comics, look at this article, and it's right there. It says in his review for Fanbyte, staff writer Funky Joseph described Sifu as a sharp but uncomfortable action movie, noting that while he liked the gameplay, he was deeply unimpressed with its setting and aesthetic due to the developers primarily being white. I thought game journalists were supposed to judge games based on the game itself. I thought game journalists' jobs were to judge games because of the gameplay. Not because, oh, the developers don't have enough of these people. The developer team doesn't have enough of those people, enough of these people. Like, okay, pointing out once, if you have evidence there's no one on the team, okay, I guess even that to me is too much. One time is too much. But, scrolling down, it says, while playing through the game, it's hard not to think about its development team being white. It frustrates me because from a gameplay perspective, Sifu is phenomenal. Then why the fuck are you trying to find something to complain about? Why? If you think the actual game itself is fucking awesome, then just review the game. If you want to review the development team, write another article talking about the development team. My God. If all you do is think about race, you're probably the racist. I don't look at things and go, oh my gosh, are there enough of these people on the team? Are there enough of those people on the team? Oh, I refuse to support the game if there's not enough of these people on the team. Hell, I'm sure in my many years of buying games, new games, AAA games, I'm sure I've purchased games that complete and total raging SJWs made. Do I know about them? No. Because they created a good game and that's what I judge the game on. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me if you're a team of all lefties, a team of all righties, a team of LGBT people, a team of all women. It doesn't matter to me if you're creating good content. And that's not the only thing you're going on about. Because we know companies will go, oh my gosh, our team is filled with these types of people, those types of people. That's great. Congratulations. Good for you. A for effort, right? But if your product is dog shit, I'm going to call out your product for being bad. But if it's amazing, then good. Is it that hard to just play a game? But for the life of me, I don't understand why this group of people chose to tell this story because they wanted to, and they felt they had enough knowledge and insight, and they felt like they could do it in a very respectful way and create a good product, and they did because literally millions of people are playing this game, and even you yourself said it's a fucking phenomenal game. What is this mentality? You yourself said it's a fantastic game. That's why they decided to tell this story. Because they knew they could do it well. Why can only certain groups of people create certain types of content? I don't agree with that. I think that is ridiculous. It says, reviewing the game for Pace, the writer claimed in his headline that exciting fights can't redeem Sifu's cultural shortcomings, taking particular issue with his perception that the game doesn't engage with the very culture that inspired it. If you're home and people were regularly disregarded, obscured from work, that thinks itself praise that uplifts them, you would find it obvious and self-evident, not to mention outlandishly offensive. The way that the city of Sifu could be a number of cities, but elects to vaguely be a Chinese one is strange, almost like the game wants to sidestep their responsibility to carefully represent an actual Chinese space for fear of ruining the fantasy it built. In what remains the most glaring omission, none of the characters even speak Chinese in the game, save for a few specific terms, though a Chinese voice track is set to release around launch. So, how does that make sense? So he says none of the characters speak Chinese, yet they do. Which is it? Do they speak Chinese or do they not? Well, they don't, except for a few specific terms, so they do. Jesus Christ. He also claimed that another one of the game's cultural issues was that the not-so-fun fact that Sifu's cultural consultant and inspiration for the movement of the main character is none other than a white man. Oh no, the big bad white man. Slow Clap, a team made based out of France and composed of mostly white people, tries to honor Chinese culture with Sifu and display a level of admiration for it in the oddest way possible, erecting its own monument in the very image of the people that inspired the game, meanwhile erasing them from most steps of its creation. The result is a wildly uneven commodification of a people, place, their history, and their art. So, I would like these game journalists to put out a call online saying, if you were an Asian person, if you were Chinese and tried to get a job on this project and you were denied because you were Chinese, throw me an email because I want to write a hit piece about them, basically. Go ahead. But they provide no evidence that those people were specifically not given a job for a specific reason. What if they're just... Now, let me ask a very simple question. What if there just weren't a lot of Chinese people who were interested in working on this game? Were they supposed to not make the game? Because those certain people weren't wanting to work on it? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Seems a little interesting to me. Blake Morse of Shack News felt Sifu had a light plot, dialogue choices having little effect on the ending, and the cell shading stripping detail away from the environments that otherwise brought life to those assets. So as you guys can see, game journalists are furious right now because they're saying, oh, the game is filled with cultural appropriation. They didn't hire the right types of people. They didn't try their best. They didn't do as much as they could. Enough is never going to be enough for these game journalists. For the people online who are outraged at everything, it's never going to be enough for them. They're always going to find something to complain about, something to be mad about, something to try to cancel a game and a whole development team over. I will one day purchase Sifu, and I will play it for myself. Like I had mentioned, I haven't purchased it yet, primarily because I didn't feel there was a lot of hype around it, and I really wanted to wait until I had seen a lot of the gameplay and saw some of the reviews. I was worried it was going to be one of those games that was going to release and it was going to be really fucking mediocre, but it isn't, and it's turned out to be really, really positive and really, really good, and I do plan to support these developers. At some point here in the near future, I will purchase a copy. Maybe I'll end up streaming it, who knows, but of course, game journos are accusing the devs of cultural appropriation with no evidence. So guys, that's all that I had to talk about with that topic. We will move on to the next topic in just a minute, which is going to be Naomi, everyone's favorite CW show. Listen, chat. I'd love to be positive about CW content and just like content in general. And I am positive about some content. You guys know. I mean, I live stream games. I talk about movies that I like. I talk about entertainment I like all the fucking time. I'm surrounded by entertainment I like. But there's a reason why the CW is up for sale, and there is a reason why, according to CW themselves, they have never been profitable. There's a reason. I bet you guys can't guess what the reason is. Clearly, they're creating really amazing content. I just watched Nightmare Alley. It was pretty good. I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to say super excited for it, but I'm interested in it. And that will definitely be a movie I'll be watching in the next couple of days. I do think. Chris. I'm not going to repeat that comment, but that was funny. Ordered Sifu posters for her room already. Yeah, clearly, guys. Clearly. I'm gonna put up Sifu posters. Do they even make Sifu posters? Maybe. They create posters for everything at this point. I guess you can always do custom posters as well. I suppose that's true. Shang-Chi was a bad movie. Shang-Chi was just a bad movie because it was a bad movie. Shang-Chi had potential, just like Eternals! Oh no, I don't want to get into the fucking Eternals discussion again. I keep ranting about Eternals. God damn it. Eternals could have been decent. But it wasn't. Same with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi had decent elements. Again. It wasn't a great overall picture, though. Naomi, what an exciting name for a superhero, yeah, guys. Naomi. Wow, that's a great name. Very unique and original. Very unique and original. You can be positive about it, but that would require lying. Well, there are plenty of things that I'm positive about, or that I try to be positive about, that I try to give multiple chances to. I mean, even the fucking CW. I always say it, I liked a lot of their content at the beginning when they were starting the Arrowverse, the Arrow, Flash. Even the first season of Supergirl wasn't complete garbage. I mean, it definitely had its wokier points, but it wasn't completely terrible. But like Legends of Tomorrow, even the first season or two, that was decent. Like, a lot of the CW's content started good, and then it just went way downhill. Phase 4 feels so uninspired. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that other content will be good. Like, I'm excited for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, primarily because I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. And I was super excited when they brought Doctor Strange into the MCU. I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm a big fan of Doctor Strange, and I'm hoping it's going to be good. But, you know. Then there's other movies like The Marvels that looks really, really terrible. I liked Smallville on CW. That's a show that I need to rewatch, because I remember liking Smallville, but I feel like there's a lot of details in it that I don't remember, or that are like just kind of like hazy. Like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember this happening, that happening. Like, I remember the general plot, but I felt like it's something that I should probably rewatch. Is it true that Tom Cruise is going to play Iron Man? That's what I heard. It's been a rumor for years, so probably not, no. It's been a very big rumor for a very long time. Yeah, it was WB, not CW. Oh, I meant about Naomi specifically, my bad. Oh yeah, I have no hope for Naomi. If I said I had hope for Naomi, it would be a lie. It would be a lie. 100%. Naomi didn't sound interesting from the very first time I heard about it. It didn't sound interesting. I thought they were replacing Cumberbatch? No? Not as far as we know. In the comic books, they're replacing Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme with a female Sorcerer Supreme, Cleo, which I believe is his ex-wife. But that's not in the actual MCU. That's just in the comic books. That could end up happening in the MCU. Tom Cruise's Iron Man, that's a joke, right? It has been a rumor for many, many years. And a lot of people think with the multiverse happening, maybe it would happen. I don't think so, though. I think it'd be very, very hard, I think is the best way to say. It'd be hard to get that done just because he's always working on something. And does he really want to be committed to one company? Only one project? Now? I don't know. I'd be fine with the CW not existing anymore. See, that's the thing is, it's such a shame because some content has been pretty good and then other content has just been really, really bad. It's a shame. It is. It's a shame. Just wait till Brie hits Star Wars. That's a rumor. Okay. Guys. That's a rumor. Let's not start thinking that's true. We can still have a little bit of hope. Alright, guys. It's time to move into the next topic of the evening, which is going to be everyone's favorite new CW show, Naomi. Now, over the past couple of weeks, I've talked about Naomi quite a bit, primarily because we heard a week before it was releasing that it was releasing. Prior to the week before announcement, I had no clue that this show was going to exist, that they were creating this, that this was going to be the future of the CW. And only a week before that, we had heard that the CW was going up for sale. They were trying to find someone to pawn the CW off on for a lot of money. And I never had any interest in Naomi. I try to give content a chance. I really, really do. But Naomi is just something that I saw the trailer for. It looked really bad. Hearing the executive producer say they were going for the identity politics route sounded really bad. I was just really unimpressed with Naomi, and maybe this show would have came out and everyone would say it was amazing, it would have gotten fantastic fucking review scores, and I would have watched it. But, hilariously enough, that has not happened. Because Ava DuVernay's Naomi series has lost almost 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. Now, if you don't know what Naomi is the CW's newest superhero. Well, her name is Naomi, but she's obsessed with Superman and obsessed with comic books. And apparently, she's supposed to get the same powers, basically, as Superman. How that happens, I do not know. But she's supposed to be as strong, if not stronger, than Superman. It says, Ava DuVernay's and the CW's Naomi series, starring Casey Wallfall, has lost nearly 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. That's a giant fucking dip. And when new series start, usually the first 1 or 2 episodes start with pretty high numbers. And then slowly but surely, numbers drop a little bit, because that initial hype goes away. Some series that doesn't happen, but a lot of them do. But losing 40% of its audience in only 4 episodes is absolutely terrible. It says the 4th episode of the series, which aired on February 1st, posted the show's worst demographic ratings as well as its worst viewership numbers. It says the series debuted with a .14 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic and saw 802,000 viewers tune in. It was the lowest CW launch of all time, I believe. The drop from 802,000 to 507 7,000 is a total loss of 295,000 viewers and a 36.7% drop. So we're not even talking about a show that broke 1 million viewers. If you look at like the Flash season 1 and the Arrow season 1, Flash season 1 had like 3 million viewers and Arrow season 1 had like 4 million viewers. Of course, that was years ago when they were creating half-decent content, but it couldn't even break 1 million viewers for its first episode. The show has never broken 1 million viewers, and now it's at 500,000 viewers, losing 300,000 viewers at a 36.7% drop in only 4 episodes. That is absolutely terrible. This is abysmal for the CW. It says, as seen in the chart above, the 4th episode continued to the trend of viewers abandoning the show. The show previously lost close to 10% of its viewers with the 2nd episode. It declined almost 20% from episode 2 to 3, and most recently it declined close to 14% from episodes 3 to 4. There are people who are watching this. There are people who are trying to give the show a chance, clearly. Okay, it started off with 800,000 viewers. People were maybe hoping, some people were hoping that it was going to turn out to be well. They were thinking, I'm going to give it a chance, like I usually do. I usually try to give everything a chance, even if I don't initially think I'm going to like it. But I didn't with Naomi. I told myself, you know what? It's an opposite fucking day. Okay, if this show does absolutely amazing, gets millions of viewers, people really like it, I will watch it. But it didn't get that. People are not interested in it. People are not enjoying it. And so I'm not going to watch it. At least right now. Maybe at the end of the season, if people say, okay, it didn't wrap up that terribly, I'll give it a try. I'm still trying to give it a chance, even though I probably shouldn't. But, scrolling down, it says the show's rating drop should not be a surprise to anyone. DuVernay marketed the show by boasting that it would embrace identity politics. This is the worst possible thing that you can do. Yes, there's clearly a group of people out there who want to watch content about social justice, about identity politics. 800,000 people showed up to watch a show, but only 500,000 have stuck around so far. I am not someone who wants to watch something specifically because it promotes something. I don't want to just watch a show because it embraces identity politics. I don't want to just consume a product because there's certain people behind it. I want to watch good content and watch decent content, and I want to consume good products. It says she spoke at the Television Critics Association, saying it's not about representation, it's about normalization. Okay. We're doing really muscular things that relate to race and gender and class, but we're doing it by playing it normal, like it's just part of the everyday. If you were playing it normal, like it was just a part of the everyday, you wouldn't feel the need to fucking go into this speech going on, talking about it. Like, seriously. If you were just playing it normal, like it's part of the everyday, you wouldn't be like, hey guys, we're making the series about identity politics, screeching at everyone at the top of your lungs. So, put the characters in the show. Put the narrative in the show. You don't have to scream to the world about it. We get it. That's what I always fucking say. If you want to put an LGBTQ character in a show, just do it. If you want to put an LGBT character in a game, just do it. If you want to write a show about a white person, a black person, a Mexican, an Asian, whatever, just do it. Why do you have to tell everyone, oh my gosh, look at us, we're making it the norm. We're acting like it's the norm. You're not acting like it's the norm. Or else you just create it. Create the product. And just move on. I mean, holy shit. I say it kiddingly, but it's real. So, are you kidding or is it real? The more you can portray images without underlining or highlighting them and putting a star next to them, by by showing a different type of hero that centers a girl, a black girl that centers different kind of folks, we start to make that normal. And that's a radical and revolutionary thing. You are so dumb. You literally did that yourself. You literally created this show and went into interviews putting a star next to the main actress saying, she's black. She's a black female. Yeah, you guys aren't treating it like the norm. You are literally highlighting it and underlining it and putting a star next to it to promote your product. How can you say... How can you say you're not doing something that you're literally doing? My fucking lord. I have no problems with there being a superhero show about a black female lead. You fucking go for it. But don't go on interviews saying, yeah, we're touching on identity politics. We're not underlining it when you're literally underlining it. Just create the product. Release the show. If the writing is good, it will speak for itself. Oy vey. She also admitted the show's main character is a knockoff of Superman. Now, I understand that there's only so much you can do. Listen, I get it. If a character can fly, we shouldn't just call it a Superman knockoff. If a character has lasers, we shouldn't just call it a Superman knockoff. But there's plenty of things you can do so that it's literally not just a copy and paste of a character, but it's a black female instead of a white male. Create something at least slightly new. Give her some kind of unique backstory, unique characteristics. Maybe she can do something different. Maybe Superman can do something she can't do, but maybe she can do something Superman can't do. The more evolved way to think about representation is that she is treated like any other hero and that her powers are not specific to the way that anyone treats her. Just create the show! Just create the show! Just release the show! Stop doing these interviews! These interviews are not helping you! These interviews make you less respected. I'm just gonna be honest. It says, and so, one of the reasons why I liked this is she literally has powers that will eventually be almost identical to Superman. Why? She is literally saying, we're so diverse and inclusive. We made this black female character, this new unique superhero, yet they literally say in the same interview that she has powers that will be identical to Superman's. Create something new. Everybody say it with me in chat. Clap. Create. Clap. Something. Clap. New. Create. Something. New. Unique. Original. Not trash. Thank you, Lemon Drop, for being a member of the YouTube channel for 6 months. Make a show about Storm, a black female superhero that's popular with core audience, but they'd have to tokenize racist's gonna racist. Oh my god. An actually good idea about just creating content around a good character? Hollywood can't do that. Thank you for becoming a member for 6 months, though. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Of course, guys. But that's all. Oh, headphones. But guys, that's all that I had to discuss with Naomi. Create new characters, unique ideas. But guys, hilariously enough, Naomi has lost almost 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. With that being said, that's all I had to discuss with Naomi. Next, guys, we're going to move into the final topic of the evening. The one you're all waiting for. Someone... I have a dumb comment to show off after this about the situation. I defended myself, right? Like, this fucking voice actor, he attacked me on social media. He insulted me. And someone said because I defended myself, that means that I wanted to sleep with him. I don't think that's how that works. I have standards, unlike him. He clearly doesn't have any standards, because he literally bragged about how he fucking insulted the way that I looked. I actually have standards, though. Thank you. It's the good old age-old saying, if he was the last man on Earth and I was the last woman on Earth, I will die alone. Chat, I'm ready. There's not... I mean, I talked about the situation in a video today, but I still want to talk about it because everyone's like, you should talk about it more. He's getting almost ratioed on his post. Almost ratio. Ooh. Oh, what are we at now? I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me yet. Ah. Ooh, almost ratioed. Not saying do not go and comment to him. Don't go and make comments because he doesn't need the attention. Hello, Des. Hope your evening's going well. Listen. He didn't have to insult me. He literally could have went on social media and said, wow, I think that your opinion is fucking garbage. And I would have just said, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sure. You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine. Thank you. Oh. I wasn't sure which one I was going to read first. Alright, I'll read. For some reason, Rover, it didn't text to speech. I think because you said douchebag. Please donate $1 with a different message. Thank you. Thank you, Carnage Rage, for the $5 donation. Can I just say that Funimation went from being my favorite anime dub company to my despised anime dub company, especially these two hacks, yeah. Obviously, I love anime. I've used Crunchyroll, I've used Funimation, I've used many different sites. So, to a certain extent, yeah, I do care about these companies, because they obviously have a huge part in Western anime. Unfortunately, though, it's too bad that the companies have such shitty people behind them. And thank you, Rover, for the $100 donation. Holy shit. No text-to-speech, because you used the term douchebag. Thank you for the $100 donation. Big dick donation, thank you, Rover. Who would have ever thought the voice actor for Mr. Satan would be a douchebag? And on my words, and on my words! But Rover's words. I'm always a problem. Rover, listen, today, I guess I understand it now. Today, you didn't put your running exclamation point dot emojis. So YouTube couldn't censor it. So Streamlabs censored your donation. So you only have yourself to blame, Rover. You broke the ritual, and the ritual fucked you over. Hashtag free Rover. Yep. Hashtag free Rover, guys. Thank you for the donations, though, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you. If you guys are enjoying the stream, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Donate via Streamlabs if you want to support the channel. All donations pop up. Well, not all donations. I guess false advertising. Most donations pop up unless you're Rover. $3 or more text-to-speech activates. All that fun stuff. But thank you for being here, guys. Okay. So, I did a video yesterday on voice actresses who have accused Vic Mignogna starting a podcast called In Touch, talking about their experiences with Vic, the lawsuits they've faced, and everything in between. And I put up a video talking about how I personally thought it was very insincere that Rover every fucking time. I personally think that it's very insincere that they are starting a whole podcast for the foreseeable future to talk about their experiences. Now, let me put this out there like I have in the videos. I think it is okay for people to go on social media and to talk about traumatic experiences they've gone through. People go online, talk about everything, positive experiences, negative experiences. I think that it is okay if you want to go on social media and tell your side of the story. Everyone should get a chance to do that. Whether I agree with you, whether I disagree with you. All I personally said was I thought it was kind of insincere and unprofessional that they'd start a whole podcast when realistically they only needed 2 episodes to talk about the situation. And cancel culture vultures came out of the woodworks to attack me, like a Dragon Ball Z voice actor. Now, Bounding Into Comics did an article on this morning. Thank you, Bounding Into Comics. I did tweet a big thank you to them, and I said it in today's video. But it says Dragon Ball voice actor Chris Rager insults YouTuber Varadark over her criticism of Monica Rial and Jamie Markey's podcast. Wow, she sounds like a cunt. YouTuber Varadark, I don't know who the fuck she is, but if I saw her, she'd get a big smack from me. Western anime dub voice actor Chris Rager, best known for his longtime role as Mr. Satan across Funimation's various Dragon Ball projects, recently met Varadark's criticisms of Monica Rial and Jamie Markey's new podcast with a childish and insult-filled tantrum. I wish I could say I was surprised. Thank you, Christopher, for the $10 donation.
Christopher donated $10. I made a mistake and listened to the entire thing. Infuriating. They are not good humans.
Thank you for the $10 donation, first of all. I also listened to the podcast. I found an archive online. I listened to it before I had made my video, obviously, yesterday on it. And, it's one thing to make a podcast or a video or just a discussion, some type of format where you can discuss the traumas you went through. But it's another thing to act throughout it like it's a giant joke. Now, there are plenty of people online who talk about traumatic experiences they've went through, people who have gone through sexual assault situations, people who've been kidnapped, people, unfortunately, that have been through a lot of very fucking terrible things. Situations that should not happen to human beings. And they talk about their experiences. Never have I personally ever, and okay, let me actually put it this way. I'm someone who watches a lot of true crime content. I listen to a lot of interviews with victims of many different things. I think that it's really important. $10. Thank you for the $10 donation.
After I mentioned it was funny, brag was in his name.
Of course.
Sorry, I'll be better.
Of course, he blocked you. He hasn't blocked me yet. Thank you, though, Chris, for the $10 donation. I listen to a lot of true crime content online. I listen to a lot of experiences that people have. People who've been kidnapped, gone through awful, terrible things, and hearing their side of the story. And I don't think that that content should not exist. I think that there are many spaces on the internet where that content can exist. Never have I ever heard someone who's traumatized by an event laugh about the person who traumatized them, laugh about the experiences they've gone through. And I understand that people process trauma in very, very different ways. And if you want to fucking laugh about it, you go for it. But the whole episode, I don't think that there was one part in the episode where they sounded serious, like they really wanted to raise awareness and have a discussion about it. It felt like a giant joke, like friends that were hanging out talking about the situation. Yeah. It says self-described. They said it themselves. As their attempt at setting the record straight, Rial and Markey's In Touch podcast will see the two recount the story of Vic's firing over accusations of sexual misconduct from their perspective and his principal accusers. TLDR, they lost, we won, they can't get over it. Now it's our turn to tell our side of the story. Haven't they already told their side of the story? They've been given chances to tell their side of the story. But they did mention my tweet. And this is where I'll start showing individual tweets. So I had made this tweet saying, nothing says I went through the most traumatic experience of my life more than launching a podcast to capitalize on those clicks. Honk, honk. And of course, cancel culture vultures, people on social media, specific people on social media are absolutely fucking furious at me. They tried to ratio me, chat. They tried to ratio me, and it didn't quite work for them. So my initial tweet that I put out has 1,000 likes to 91 comments. They did try to ratio me. They didn't quite. And there were a couple of pretty well-known people commenting on it, like Pushing Up Roses had made a comment, and she just kind of like said her opinion on it and moved on. She wasn't disrespectful, rude, mean. She didn't insult me, so it's fine. I mean, she's allowed to leave her opinion, but she did comment on it. And someone who decided to do the worst, in my opinion, possible thing was Chris Rager. Because he decided to start insulting me over dumb shit. Now, if he had simply retweeted my post and said, I completely fucking disagree with your opinion, I'd say, okay, that is 100% your fucking right. Just like with Monica Rial and Jamie Markey, I am saying that they have a right to put their experiences online and on social media. They are allowed to 100%. I am not trying to fucking tell anyone delete your podcast, fucking censor yourself. I didn't attack anyone based on their looks, the way they talk, the way they acted, but Chris Rager decided to take the low road and insult me. The most traumatic thing in my life is your hair and your overall cuntiness. Let me read it without the apostrophes. The most traumatic thing in my life is you are hair and you are overall cuntiness. Ah! It hurts my heart. I'm offended. He's hurt me. My delicate sensibilities, whatever am I gonna do? Between my tweets, my video, and this live stream, have not attacked Monica Rial, Jamie Markey, Chris Rager on the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act, the way they look. But Chris Rager decided, instead of giving me a legitimate argument like, hey, this is why I think you're wrong and this is why I disagree with you, he decided to just call me out and say my hair is traumatic and my overall cuntiness is traumatic. Funimation, I'm not calling for this guy to be canceled. I am not calling for him to be fired and recast. Not at all. But is this really the type of person you fucking want working at your company? Is this really, like, the type of person that you, like, pride yourself on? And then, because it's at the top of his feed still, he hasn't tweeted anything else.
Farming for drama again.
Is it? Oh, fuck. Okay, listen, you didn't have to call me out like that, Frost Kieran. I fucking know, Chris. You're Frost Kieran. I know it. Thank you for the $10 donation. Much appreciated. Yeah, guys! I really pushed him into calling me a cunt! He decided 12 hours later to correct his grammar, which, by the way, if you're gonna fucking come at me and try to attack me, at least have proper grammar. He had also tweeted out, what else did he say? Where is it? Oh no, where is it? He had also made another comment. Do I have it here? Holy shit, I have so many fucking random tabs open. Mother of pearl. Mother of pearl. Anyway, he had made another comment about it. Oh, maybe he deleted it. Because someone had asked him, oh, is this... I think he did delete it. He had made another comment about how, oh, because I insulted her looks, I win. Like, he was the one taking the high road. Because someone's like, oh, wow, you attack the way that she looks. You're such a tough guy. And he said, yeah, I did attack the way that she looks, basically, so I win. Did he delete it? No. So not only does he insult women by the way they look, but he also deletes his comments. No. That kind of sucks. I mean, if you're gonna say it, at least say it with your chest. Oh. I'm a little disappointed. Never mind on that point. But anyway. Chris Rager, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, it's not here anymore. Well, wish I could say I was surprised. Honestly, I'm not, though. So he deleted another comment he made about me. Let me go to my Twitter one more time. Guy could be missing it. Maybe he didn't delete it. I don't know. Not accusing anyone. Yeah, it's not here anymore. But, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Instead of just saying, I disagree with your opinion and I think your opinion's shit, which is fine, I'm someone who would rather someone actually tell me, hey, I don't think that your opinion is right because of X, Y, and Z, but he didn't do that. He literally just attacked the way that I look, which I think is so stupid. Like, I go through all my social media, guys. Go through all my videos, all my posts. I don't think I've ever insulted someone
Daniel
based on the
Maloney
way they
donated
look.
$3. He is a big hypocrite. How dare he insult the one and only Varadark?
Thank you, Daniel, for the $3 donation. Much appreciated. I do not think I have ever stooped to a level of insulting someone based on their looks. Now, when someone comes at me and attacks me like he did, he attacks the way that I look. Okay. I mean, you're asking for it. But I didn't at all in this situation attack the way that anyone looked. Anyone's demeanor, nothing. None of that. Guys, listen. This type of comment just fucking isn't it. So, I put up the link to the video today, like I always do, and someone had said, neither Chris nor Vic is gonna sleep with you. Honestly, that's fine with me, because you really fucking think I would sleep with this guy? Listen, I don't even need to insult looks. That's gonna be a no for me. You know what? I will take one for the team and not do that. Thank you. You think you're so funny, huh? You think that this is the best people can come up with? This is the best they can come up with? Because I'm defending someone, that instantly means I want to sleep with them? Jesus Christ, you don't see me putting up videos about fucking trillionaires. Isn't that, if that was my goal, wouldn't that be what I would be doing? I'm good. I am all set, my man. Thank you for leaving this comment. I appreciate you. Thanks. You're allowed to have your own opinion, but I'm all set. I'm all good. I'm all good. Thank you, though, for leaving that nice, very wonderful, and insightful comment. Like I said in my video today, I do not give a single fuck what he thinks about my hair, what he thinks about my cuntiness. I don't care. If you don't like me, that's alright. You're allowed to dislike me. I have people come into my content, the live streams, videos all the time and say they don't like my content or the way that I look. I don't care, though. This is the best insult you could come up with? Is saying my hair is bad?
$5. You don't need to insult his looks. They speak for themselves.
Thank you, Christopher, for the $5 donation. And thank you, Carnage, for the $5 donation as well through Super Chat. Before I go, I just want to say that I'm sorry this is happening to you and these people have no nuts. I don't really care, though. That's the thing. You don't need to be sorry. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I don't need them to accept me to sleep well at night, you know? All I did was put out my opinion. I am allowed to have an opinion. That's all I did. If he doesn't like it, that's okay. He's allowed to dislike it. But it's pretty fucking pathetic that they go on social media and attack, like, my hair and who I am. Like, at least try to start a dialogue. He literally could have said something towards me through a tweet and been like, hey.
Flash and Burn Theory donated $5. I stand with Vara.
Thank you for the $5 donation, Slash. Much appreciated. Thank you. He literally just could have said, I disagree with your opinion. I feel like you're defending a terrible person. And I am someone who can have a dialogue with basically anyone. I could disagree with you on literally everything in fucking life and probably still sit down and talk to you like a normal human being. I am 23 years old. I truly feel like I am acting more mature than Chris Rager is. And I don't even know how old Chris Rager is. I could insult people based on their looks all day. It's it, guys. That's it. By next stream, guys, I'm gonna pull a Britney fucking Spears. My hair, it's gonna be gone. Half shaved. Braided on one side. All gone. Who knows? Hair, it's gone. It's traumatic. It's hurting Chris's feelings. I gotta get rid of it. Can't be bothering Chris. The cuntiness. I don't know how I get rid of that. Maybe there's a master class. Maybe I'll do some fucking yoga. Maybe let out some of the cuntiness. I don't know. Anyone have any of you know any women who maybe can help me out? What can I say? I gotta get rid of it some way. It's bothering Chris over here. Chris Rager, if let's say the hair wasn't in the picture and the cuntiness wasn't in the picture, I'd be able to come work at Funimation, right? Yes, you are being cunty, Ryan. How did you know? I even said at the beginning of this fucking live stream, if you want to come on and you want to talk to me in a pre-recorded video in this very live stream, if you want to talk to me in private and voice your problems with my opinion, he could tell me, for sure. I'm willing to have a conversation with people who I completely disagree with. But instead, he had retweeted it, acting like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys, stop saying cuntiness. I have to manually accept all of your messages. I just have to accept 8 cunty messages. But it's like he tried to ratio me. I mean, I'm not sitting here bragging, right? But he has 8,650 followers. By the way, I really like Quentin Flynn. His, I believe it's just his fiance. I don't think they're officially married yet. His fiance is very fucking pretty. Why is Quentin Flynn following Chris Rager? Come on. This is the... maybe he doesn't realize he's following him, but this is the very type of person that probably tried to cancel you, Quentin. I'm not giving out advice here, right? You can follow who you want. It doesn't matter to me. But you are much better than this. You are much better than this. But it's like, I'm at the very top of his feed, right? 98 likes, okay. 79 comments, he's almost getting ratioed. I have almost as many followers as him. That doesn't mean I'm as popular as him. I'm not trying to make this like a popularity measuring contest here. As far as I see it, he's a person and I'm a person. Okay? But it's not like he tried to say, this is why I disagree with your opinion. He just started throwing fucking insults, which I think is so childish. I think it is so extremely childish that you just start throwing insults at people about the way they look and the way they act. I think it's pathetic. I really do. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I at least know how to spell. I know the differences between your. Let's not, guys, put some smiles in chat, okay? We're nice around here. Put some smiles in chat, okay? Put some smiles, all right? Chat, put some smiles. Let's show some positivity. Quickly, guys, that's all that I really had to talk about in the stream. I'm gonna stick around for a bit longer if you guys have any questions for me or any topics you want me to discuss. But if you're enjoying the stream, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Consider donating via Streamlabs. All donuts pop up. Please become a member of the channel via YouTube memberships. All the links are in the description. Thank you for being here. But yeah, put some positivity in chat. Come on. Don't let your cuntiness show today, chat. Smiles. Fuck the smiles, I choose evil. That's terrible. How could you do that?
Rover
How could you do that?
$50.
Jesus,
Chris looks like
Rover!
the proprietor of a vegan bookstore.
Thank you, Rover. For the $50 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you for the 50 rocks. For the $51 coins. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Guys, cuntiness is actually not a word. So technically its meaning could be anything. Thank you for the donation, though. Much appreciated. Do you think the podcast is necessary? No. So, my view on the podcast, and I put up a video on it yesterday, but my thing with the podcast is that they can do whatever they want if they want to make a podcast. My thing is, like, when I think of a podcast, I think of ongoing situations, right? So, I don't feel that they need a podcast because they need one episode to lay out a timeline and one episode for each female's perspective. Are they planning on starting this, like, big podcast with victims of cases throughout many industries and just the world in general? No, probably not. They literally are marketing this as their podcast for their trauma. Why not just, like, put up a YouTube video talking about your experiences and just make it, like, 3 hours long? And put all the information in one place? I don't know. I mean, if that's the format they want to go with, sure. But it comes across as very insincere when they're sitting on the podcast laughing about the issue. And I feel like, in my opinion, it comes across as, like, milking the situation. Because week after week after week after week, are they gonna make episodes talking about the same situation they've already been through? That they've already talked about? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Again, if that's the direction they want to go in, they're allowed to. But just comes across as kind of negative to me. I don't know. Every man for himself, though. Everyone make your own opinion. The podcast is literally just get Nick to talk about them again. Yeah, I know that Rakita has talked about the situation quite a lot. Someone had tweeted at me last night that he was going to talk about the situation again, or he did talk about the situation again in a live stream, but I had went to the live stream and I had skimmed through it and I couldn't find it. So, I wasn't sure. Maybe I just missed it, though. And like I've said, people are allowed to go on social media and put out their side of the story. I think that people should go on social media and you know, talk about their side of a story of something that happened. But a whole podcast? I mean, I've been through some very traumatic shit in my life, and I'm not starting a whole podcast. And if they want to voice the situations they've been through online, okay. But a whole podcast? Are they planning on bringing in other victims of other situations that might be similar to the ones they say they've experienced? Are they trying to, like, start, like, a network where people can openly talk about trauma they've been through? I don't see that, no, because they've said that it's just to tell their side of the story. Love the lava hair. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. Guys, I'm gonna pull a Britney. I'm gonna get rid of all this hair. Guys, there's so much fucking hair. This isn't even all my hair. There's more hair back here, too. I'm so fucking sick of this hair, though. Oh my goodness gracious. I should get rid of all of it. Chris would love that. But yeah. Comments like this, chat. What can I say? I'm really, really hurt by their comments. Really, really hurt. Wow. I'm really upset. What can I say? At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to me what a voice actor thinks about me. If they like me, if they don't like me. I mean, if someone likes me, that's cool. But if you don't like me, that's alright. You're allowed to dislike me. But do you have to call me a cunt? Do you have to attack the way that I look? Like, is that the best argument you can come up with? It's pathetic. It's really fucking pathetic. But yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Any topics you want me to discuss, feel free to leave them in chat. I'll be wrapping up stream relatively soon here. Not quite yet, but soon. I do have to say, though, in the thread, in this thread, there's a lot of people going back and forth. I mean, people like him probably wanted me ratioed. I'm not getting ratioed. Almost 1,100 likes and 90 comments, and some of them are in support, obviously, of my post. That's a terrible description of a podcast, though, may I add. This is just, this description is awful. Thank you, Rover, for becoming a member for 7 months. Cut off all your hair and send it to Chris. It would be like Van Gogh's. Oh my god. Thank you, Rover, for the 7 months of support. Much appreciated. Guys, instead of gamer girl bathwater, gamer girl hair, what do you think? I could take one piece of hair, cut it, and then chop it into 10 small pieces, like sprinkles. You get one piece of hair. Signed. Signed, sealed, sent. Guys, my hair is very, very long. Honestly, very annoying. To be honest, to be fair.
Christopher donated
this is
$5.
this is
I think
money.
we all know what a ginger made fun of on poor Chris's prom night.
Oh no. Oh no. Thank you for the oh, I think I just played it again by accident. Oh, I didn't. Thank you, Christopher, for the $5 donation. Much appreciated. Christopher, it's time to change your username. It's time to come up with a better... it's time to not be Christopher through donations anymore. I think we can move past the name Christopher now. Do you want to adopt a new name? I was thinking something like Theodore. How about that? That sounds a lot better than Chris, don't you think? I mean, do you really want to share a name with this guy? Come on. How you doing, Theodore? Thanks for the donation. $5 buckaroonies, Theodore. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Gamer girl hair. I mean, I only have so much hair, but if I'm gonna Britney Spears it, I big profits. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, chat. I don't know why people can't have normal discussions. Why you gotta go and insult people and attack people? Like, just talk like a human being. It doesn't matter if you disagree with everything I say and I disagree with everything you say. Just talk to me like a normal human being. I have more manners than you. Theodore, that's you. That's you. Going full Britney would be scary. Yeah. I also... You know what I just... You know what I just fucking thought of? Oh, wow. That took me a day. Monica Rial also had a color hair similar to me. Her hair is traumatizing. And so is... Why are you attacking my hair, motherfucker? What? Oh, brother, we've got a hypocrite. So her hair is okay. Because she has the right opinions? But my hair's wrong? Oh, brother. This fucking guy. I mean, all I'd have to do is reshade this camera a little bit. The camera filter a little bit. We'd be very, very close. Very similar, actually. Very fucking similar. Jesus. Caught. Also, Jamie Markey also I don't think we need to go there, right? But like, is it because I don't have bangs? Is that it? Just because I don't have bangs? Jeez. That hair is very traumatizing. That is very close. Hypocrisy is the 8th and the worst of the 7 deadly sins. 7 Deadly Sins is a great show, by the way. That's a good anime. Please don't tell me Chris Rager's part of it. I don't need it to be ruined. Hair color is co-opted. We have talked about it. Hair color is co-opted. I have had so many comments of people be like, you have bright colored hair. I thought that you were an SJW at first. Haha, so glad I actually listened to the contents of your video. Yeah. I'm glad you did too. Because I'm not someone who sits here and labels myself all the time, right? But, I mean, by this post that he just made, by insulting me, he literally insulted the women he's supposed to be defending. Because he's insulting women by the way their hair color is. So by insulting me, you're insulting Monica Rial and Jamie Markey. I mean, you can apologize to all 3 of us now. Like, do you not see the backwards fucking logic here? Ah. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. It really doesn't bother me that much. I don't care what you think about my hair. I like my hair. Quickly, guys, if you're enjoying the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. I'll be ending stream in just a couple minutes. So, subscribe to the channel. Give the stream a like. We're at 180 likes. Can 20 of you like the stream that have not already liked it? Become a member of the channel via YouTube memberships. Donate. All that fun stuff. I love redheads. Well, being a redhead in Hollywood is bad. Being a redhead apparently is just bad in general. Vera said thanks for the content. Listen, I made my one single video. Guys, I made my one single video on the podcast. That's all I was gonna make. Even when people were commenting mean things on this thread, because there's a lot of people saying a lot of mean shit, by the way, I wasn't gonna talk about it. But when you have a well-known voice actor insulting me over the way that I look, yeah, I am gonna talk about it again. And if he insulted me again, I'd talk about it again. It's not right that people are fucking going on social media tagging people based just because I've got different colored hair. It's pathetic. That was someone who followed me. That wasn't someone leaving a negative comment, dunking on me. But I still wanted to point it out. It's like, my goodness.
Newfie20 donated $25.
Thank you.
Gracias. Enjoy a good dinner without Tweeter.
Well, thank you, Newfie, for the $25 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy a good dinner. A lean cuisine. No. Thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Imagine talking about someone else's hairline when you're stopped at age 3. Chris Rager is getting roasted. He is getting roasted. Funimation, is this how your actors speak about women? Again, I'm not trying to get anyone canceled here. I'm not trying to say he should be fired. Because, like, it is what it is. Feel free to fucking throw your little childish insults towards me, right? Like, whatever. But it's true. He's literally going on social media, defending women, but attacking a woman. So he's, how do I explain this properly? He's going on social media, defending women who simply put their experiences and thoughts on social media, when I myself am a woman who is just putting my experiences and thought on social media. But one group of women gets attacked for it and another is praised? I don't know, chat. I just have to roast him for the spelling, though. He attacks me over my looks. I'm a bit of a smart person. I attack you over the way that you spell things. Bit of an academic. You attack me because you don't like my hair. I attack you because you don't know the proper your. Twice over! It's not even once, it's twice! What can I say? Doesn't Funimation have to approve the tweets of their employees? No. No. I bet that they can be reported. Like, I bet they can report tweets, or tweets can be reported to Funimation, but I mean, this is just his own account. He runs his own account. They uphold women's voices until politics are involved? Yep, I guess that's true. Like I've said, I disagree with Monica Rial and Jamie Markey making this podcast. I have not once insulted the way they look, the way they talk, what they've gone through. I have not said that they shouldn't be allowed to put their opinions on social media. But I'm not allowed to. And I get petty insults thrown my way. Oh, wow, I wish I could say I was surprised. Funny how that works. Yeah, that's it, Rock. It's funny how it works. I'd attack him for being an unprofessional asshole. It is so unprofessional. Just to... like, that's the best you have? Like, I would have been perfectly fine with some kind of half-intellectual argument. But that's the best you have? Thank you for the $1.99. Vic is better. I used to like Rial and some others. Yeah, I mean, people change. there's a lot of voice actors that, like, I used to listen to their stuff. I used to think that they were fine, and then they'd say something on social media, and I didn't really like them anymore.
Donated $25. Get something better
Hey, Newfie, thank you for the second $25 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. It's like comic books. I used to work at a comic book store. I used to be part of the comic book industry, right? And there was a lot of comic book writers and artists that I used to really like. And then, after working at a comic book store and going and working at conventions and having to talk to certain artists and individuals and work with them on, like, free comic book days, there was a lot of comic book writers and artists that I ended up fucking hating. Because, oh my god, yeah, their work might have seemed great, but they're a fucking jackass behind the scenes. There's plenty of people that happened with me, with specifically in the comic industry. Like, I worked at a comic book store, I'd go to conventions, I'd work conventions, I'd talk to artists and everything, and then I'd be like, oh, you're one of those people, or, oh, you're a jackass. And then it's like, you don't like them anymore. But thank you guys for the donations and the support tonight. Much appreciated. Music? Why did you stop? Oh, there we go. I used to work at a comic book store. I did. I did. I did. It was fun. Sometimes. It's like a 70-30. I guess men can attack women if they aren't on your side of the aisle. Yup, that's how it goes. Vera at a comic book shop. Yeah, it was a comic book / game store. So part of it would be like comics, and I'd have to do like weekly polls and stuff, and then of course sell the comics that were brought in and organize them and shit. And then also I used to be a tournament organizer for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, and I used to run game tournaments, and I'd have to sell a lot of game products as well. So like when pre-releases for like Magic the Gathering would happen, and like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, I'd be a tournament organizer and do comics and games and sell board games and manga and all that stuff. You know what they say, never meet your heroes. Never meet anyone you actually have even, like, the slightest bit of respect for. That sounds like a fun job. It had its perks. I mean, it was fun. I like the industries. I like comics, games, manga, but there's also people that, you know, you have a lot of respect for, you think they're great people, you love their work, and then you meet them, adios amigos. Bye-bye. Not for me. See you later. Alright, you guys. With that being said, chat, I am going to end the live stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do really appreciate it. Thank you for the donations and support. Guys, really quickly, if you enjoyed the live stream, make sure to give it a like. We need 5 more likes to hit 200 likes. If you enjoyed the stream, give it a like. Become a member of the channel via YouTube memberships, a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. We have tons of different tiers over on Patreon and here on YouTube as well. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, Getter. All the links are in the description. Also, join our Discord server. We are very active there, and I do tag you all when I go live in case YouTube doesn't notify you of the live streams. We have supporter-only channels, so if you become a supporter, you can have access to those special shiny channels as well. Anything else? Make sure to check out today's video on the Chris Rager situation if you didn't already see it. But thank you guys for the donations, for the support tonight, guys. I do really, really appreciate everyone who donated through Super Chats, up to their YouTube memberships, anyone who donated directly. Thank you guys so fucking much for the support. Thank you also for the 201 likes. You guys are awesome. thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight, stopping by. If you do not know about these streams, once a week, usually on Tuesdays, I do my weekly discussion streams. I didn't get to yesterday just because I wasn't feeling well, but next week it will be on Tuesday again. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I do the discussion streams, and then usually Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I do video game streams. But with that being said, and now that Rover's put in his last censored message in the chat, I'm going to end the stream here. So thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a fantastic evening, everyone.